and student achievement may be low because the tests are biased.
I encourage anyone who cares about the American educational system, which should be everybody in the United States, to watch the full length of that content creator's video talking about the findings of this study. And I'm going to add on some specific examples in mathematics for why these studies' findings are the way they are. First, I really want to emphasize the word bias. It's not that children from low socioeconomic situations and households do not have background knowledge. They most certainly do have background knowledge. It's that the tests are privileging the background knowledge of middle and upper class children. This issue is emphasized by Gloria Ladson-Billings' work, in which she had students from low economic and high socioeconomic classes complete the same math problem about whether it was better to buy one-way tickets for a bus to get to work or to get a weekly pass. Children from a well-off neighborhood answered the question, quote unquote, correctly because they assumed this person had a full-time job and only needed the bus for work. In contrast, children from low socioeconomic classes inferred that this person probably had multiple jobs and would also need the bus for socializing and getting food and running other errands. So they got it, quote unquote, wrong because they used their background knowledge, not the background knowledge of upper class kids. Here's an example where somebody tried to make the math problem relevant by having it relate to pumpkin pie. And they found out that pumpkin pie is not something that's universal across the United States. In Black culture in particular, it's much more common to have sweet potato pie. When she changed the problem to be about sweet potato pie instead of pumpkin pie, the children understood much more easily. But that doesn't even bring in the bias that's involved with assuming that everybody has food, because that's not the case. Any problem about food is probably going to be hard for a kid who's hungry to answer. Which probably explains these recent findings, which, note from preprint, not peer-reviewed yet, but still worth a read, in which kids who were deemed low income had a harder time solving problems about food than kids from other social classes. And just to head off any suggestions that it might be because kids from middle and upper classes are just smarter, which is incredibly classist, but let's go with that. There's really not a remarkable connection between cognitive skill and socioeconomic class. And there are certain skills where kids from lower socioeconomic classes do better than kids from middle and high.